Are we on? Can you hear me?
Microphone check. Lights, cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
We jamming to some good Stonebwoy music this morning on Culture Daily. Time check 1 minute past 9 and the conversation is already set. Before we jump into the big convo this morning, real quickly, don't forget brush your teeth day and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. It's fortified with pro-fluoride and microcalcium ingredient that seals tiny and invincible holes in your teeth. Alright, so make that number one preference morning and evening with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. Also, you can make money today being Wednesday. Guess what? 590 mobile is on and popping. Just dial star 959 hash. Today being Wednesday, you get a game to play, and when you are in, you're definitely going to make some money. Hopefully you make some money, and if you do, don't forget that you can spend that money. You should spend that money wisely. And like they say, when you make money, don't go making noise about it. The boys will help you spend it. It's going to go run low. The ladies will come for the hair. They will come for the nails. You spend that money, you go finish. But anyway, 590 gives you a chance to win more and more. It's only for persons above 18. Always remember to stake responsibly. I'll tell you more news also about what Ghandour has got for you and what you can do with Betway if you go on their website. But before that, this morning we are honored to have legends live in the studio. When I say legends, from brands to ambassadors to influencers to creators, they're all live in the studio. If you follow the conversation, we have them right here. Dancegodlloyd, Stonebwoy, and a rep from GC, Ghandour Cosmetics.
What up? Welcome.
You know, there's a word we'll be saying when we're talking Pepsodent, microfluoride and something.
Calcium.
So, me and somebody, they have argument. They say, Dancegodlloyd.
Lloyd.
Dancegodlloyd. Yes, you take pass inside small. It's all good though. But it's good to have all of you join us in the studio. I mean, we are honored to have your presence here. And it's a big conversation for us this morning, just knowing that these two grades in their own worlds have managed to attract, major brands and set a certain partnership that's supposed to propel, both brands positively. And we're honored to have a rep from Ghandour Cosmetics this morning join us. Let me introduce Ifwa. You could please, I need to applaud. Stonebwoy, imagine what yeah.
Thank you.
Please, bank balance. I want to ask them the bank balance. Party. Anyway, I'll come to Stonebwoy and Dancegodlloyd in a bit, but let's start off with you. Just let's talk about what this great news is all about. We're going to be talking about it, and what excites me is a partnership between creative and corporate, because Charlie, the battle in that place, it's a serious fight. Serious fight where we feel like corporate Ghana isn't being supportive of the creative arts. They have the money stashed there. They are keeping it for their own thing, but we want the merger. I want to see that. There's Ghandour Cosmetic, what do you call it? Maybe studio that has been set up. GC Studios. You enter the place there. From filming to acting to Charlie. All the
Oliver Twist. Ask for more.
We gotta GC Studios. I didn't know. 10%.
GC Studios. Too much. GC Studios. Ask your manager. We agree.
Imagine.
GC Arena.
Yes.
For the events.
Yes.
Because some of them in my India. And they move for investing in the industry because they move aside the tour. They are renting, so about to be their support.
Thank you. Hard. We are pushing the tables.
You have called my spirit. I love conversations like this.
I think
progressive
right on
and
that.
say that we're gonna
GC Arena. I know. GC Arena.
GC Arena.
Edina fa.
Uma be 10,000 capacity crack.
10,000.
Don't want much.
Access to the place.
Or don't want to be crowned with your old warehouse. Be on to buy refurbishing.
Oh, Charlie.
No, for real.
The ideas are too many, but you never relax yourself.
You are a legend. Idea.
Legendary idea. I can see okay.
By now, the finance department for GC Day. Hey, what are they saying? They're happy because they can. They will come. They are happy. Also, sales for now. Or problem about. Business in Soka, you know.
There's always a fight between finance and marketing department.
Yeah. One wants to keep the money.
Finance wants to spend. No. Please wait small. But it's all good though. Everyone, good morning and welcome.
Morning.
If what's this grand news you have for us? You brought in two legends here.
Yeah. Thank you for the fine introduction for
Welcome.
the GC brand. But let me tell you just a bit about the GC brand.
Yeah.
So GC brand is by Ghandour Cosmetics. Ghandour Cosmetics is passionate about producing safe and quality beauty and personal care products for our consumers. And we do this by, following international standards. Recently, we got ISO certified. This is to attest our quality process of manufacturing products for our consumers, which are wholesome for them to use. GC brand was introduced last year, that is in 2022, because we are a big house of 17 brands.
Yeah. Wow.
Now,
dope.
17,
just so you know, Ghana Music also ISO certified. Dancegodlloyd, when he, he's made some major marks globally. And of course, that's also I don't need to worry about that. That the milestones are a lot, plenty.
How will you certify? ISO simple English. English near when you certify. Certify.
So the dedication is across.
Certificate where it is so
So now we're having a standard conversation with the GC brand. So with the 17 brands, it's a big house. And we need to unify them under one umbrella. And this is why we introduced the GC brand to be the unifying identity of all our key 17 brands that we have.
Okay.
And today, launching the GC brand, we decided to pick 5 of our key brands.
Okay.
Soja, Style Up, Cleans, Baby Boy and Girl. Okay. And also Princess to launch the GC brand with this major campaign with no one other than Stonebwoy, with all the fans across Ghana.
So the whole family.
The whole family of Stonebwoy.
Oh wow.
Yes,
the whole family.
It's a wow, pa.
Oh wow.
This is to say that we are a family brand. We are a household brand. We are proudly made in Ghana.
Yeah.
And we are affordable
for everyone. Some catch you will say worry.
No, but the way you say no, as I call beyond, as I call girlfriends or boyfriends, I call Bia can be.
What some about
girlfriend for any woman boyfriend, any ebana or my ombe wono no ma wono. It's man limiting to only marital homes. Oh, say brand no societal homes. Yes,
general.
Some country that's the one to say I'm kind of
it's a whole family.
Girlfriend if you papa money your uncles money are there brands na 70 year soldier no oh soldier na me who say that me smell no power
so wait, so but since we're talking Stonebwoy's phone, the whole family, just run us through which brands.
Let's break the brands down into the family. So for Soldier and Style Up, like Stonebwoy is saying, he's already a soldier. That's his favorite.
Yeah.
And as we all soldier on every day, in the night we've got to style up, that's what he stands for. That's Soldier and Style Up being broadly represented by Stonebwoy.
Yes.
Then we have Cleans, and then we also have Princess. Who other is the princess than the one close to Stonebwoy?
Oh, Charlie.
Dr. Louisa.
Oh,
wow. Hey, call your queen. Princess. Wow. Princess, guys.
Or your princess.
Princess.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I love it.
Princess.
I was driving down from Accra Girls, coming down to the Calculated section, and I saw the branding. And I use that route every day. My son,
Style up.
But we have cream for you. We have cream for you.
You're doing the job for me too much.
Don't say too much. There's no too much. It's the job.
Yeah, do it.
Oh yeah, Mario. Oh yeah, Jumano.
Continue. Don't worry.
So I mean, Cleanse is a hygiene brand, and you know what Dr. Louisa stands for. She is in the medical space, and if someone like that is using Cleanse when she's working, when she's at home, when she's in the kitchen, there's no further endorsement for you than that. Then we have Baby Boy and Girl, and of course, Jidula and Jaynam have been babies, and they are still showing us how children are growing up at home with their parents. This brand identifies so much with them, and they are doing a great job being the faces of Baby Boy and Girl. You should see the ads. I mean, I think this is a whole family representation for the GC brand. Yeah.
You went hard on this one. Scoop the whole family.
For real.
Yeah, the uncles will come for you. The aunties are coming.
We have boxes. We have boxes of products.
Family. Living
you know what? We've catered for the Ebusia also because I have like packs and stocks right in front of my door.
Oh yeah.
I say, brah. Whether you know about it or not, we care about you. We want you to look good, smell good, feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
It's uncles, you are welcome. Except you are eyeing different parts. You I know, but open product and now open other products.
Other products. Sometimes I know off the conversation, I wonder how artists, when you attain certain status, how the other family members, if I will have that conversation later.
I would be glad to speak to it because in as much as we are here in the morning, it's very early.
Yeah,
I know people are laughing because of the energy. We are making it loose, but seriously, it's a real
we'll have a
topic.
on that.
We all face pressures. Not even aunties, uncles. We have siblings. You get to a point where even your siblings, really and truly, it's not their fault, cannot stop seeing you for the brand that you have become, to be honest. And you have to always understand and sometimes always continue to explain to them so they remember the sibling that you are. So it goes on to become to the families, etc. But that's why this family engagement is also going to tap into that aspect because I think it plays a lot of, I'm not trying to trivialize it, the sentimentality around that family stuff is what I really want to push, in quotes, sentimentality in quotes, so that people can understand that we care about them. And the fact that they have sons and daughters, it's not too late. They should be inspired. That's how they should see the whole situation. So somebody using a product, it goes that far. Somebody using a product alone feels the vim said that to say the person that is promoting or using that product. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's not always about getting the physical money where they see the family person. Maybe say I no collect money because I understand value.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand brand affiliation. I understand growth.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, that's also another
Bim Nation.
Hey,
Thank you for your words so sweet.
Let's break it down with the activities lined up or planned out for for all
5
brands. Yeah. Before that, let's talk about Dancegodlloyd.
It's not
Dancegodlloyd.
Let's talk about his as well.
Okay.
The partnership. What brands are affiliated with him as well?
Going with a music brand. Yay!
Ambassador one.
Going with a music brand.
Yes.
And in Ghana, knowing our typical Ghanaian consumer.
Yeah.
It's about music. It's about dance, to create awareness, to create that excitement around the brand.
Yeah.
So we cannot talk about music without dance. And for dance, we all know Dancegodlloyd. Almost a thing. Dancegodlloyd God. Dancegodlloyd.
Yes.
Yeah. So we all know him and the work he's doing with the dance industry in Ghana.
Phenomenal.
And we wanted to actually excite our consumers with proper dance from him. We've got a wow jingle from Stonebwoy. The first day I heard it, we said, this is it. There was no edit. That was it. He understood the brand.
But for somebody who can sing a song with no words and hit,
that was it.
then where we are there, at that point in time, listen, let me just catch you. The first shake was Hero. So you did that song on the stage freestyle. People liked it. He did a song freestyle on stage. People liked it and went to record it. It was a hit. Then afterwards, he did a song down there, no words. He put in his own language and it was a hit. So of course, when it comes to that lyrical dexterity, Stonebwoy, and for somebody to activate the music,
obviously Dancegodlloyd.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk more about that during the session today. And I'm sure he will also tell us the story about creating it and etc. And there's also going to be a dance challenge to follow it to, take the news all around Ghana.
Nice.
We're talking about how some of the old ones like us have been affected heavily by the dance culture of today. Because
you can't dance, but you can dance.
We are still at cracking.
They start.
He's still 94.
We are still at cracking. What problems to our lives?
What it is, I think, since cracking too is still dance, it's classic. Your man go he go show you something where you use your crack. They do today on today's sounds. And they like.
You see, let me help you something. You see, when you go to some party and stuff, and you are doing all the other dances that come with some things. If you attract girl, girl, and you go if you do that, but my heart will go crack. I did clap.
But do you know how old that dancing day where it come from?
Oh no, cool.
For all you know, if them are cracking, be that. Long time.
So listen.
Yeah, for all you know, for where the dance they come from, everybody know that as cracking today. When you go do for the concert about you today, but it's cool.
So you see, but cool, we're going to learn this. So is it a song that has been used to?
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Listen, we've got a visual of that music as well right on the screens for you. So how about we check it out? When we come back, the questions and Serial is going to dance for us this morning. Let's go check it out.
One is for the streets. Just know so we come to inspire the youth. Boy, I'm a soldier. Tell them I'm a soldier. Feel confident with the soldier. Love your power, soldier. Last many hours. I'm a soldier. Tell them I'm a soldier. Soldier Bamava cooling effects, give soothing relief. That be the original power. Style it up and make me go. Love your style and let it show. Style it up and make me go. Love your style and let it show. This one is for the streets. I'm a soldier. Just know so we come to inspire the youth. Boy, I'm a soldier. Tell them I'm a soldier. Feel confident with the soldier. Love your power, soldier. Last many hours. I'm a soldier. Tell them I'm a soldier. Soldier Bamava cooling effects, give soothing relief. That be the original power. Style it up and make me go. Love your style and let it show. Style it up and make me go. Love your style and let it show.
Asamaba. We don't get a banana dance on the things needed to get there. They draw the line for me and you.
I'm a soldier.
You get that?
I'm a soldier. If you want to do I'm like say you want to do I'm like say you be Dancegodlloyd. That be where
that way we get problem.
I for do I'm like Serial. I hope that. I'm a soldier again.
Well, we're telling the show is a story behind it.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say big congrats to Stonebwoy for the song. Like he really nailed it. When I heard when I went to the company, GC, I heard a song and I thought it was just one of his songs.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like a jingle.
Exactly, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, creating to this song wasn't difficult at all. And I just wanted to like interpret whatever he was saying in the song, and it just came to me naturally. Yeah, so I was just trying to say that be strong, be a soldier, try to inspire the consumer to be confident. So like just dance, feel free. Even when you're making a mistake, just keep moving.
Yeah.
We just want to hear the song. Just join the challenge. Oh, that's GC, bro. Just dance good.
I mean, it's a nest for me. It's a nest. Yeah.
He's a little girl for me. Daughter.
Oh.
And wow. I think that the jingle is a song. It's not a jingle.
Yeah.
I was actually here the behind the scenes when it was, and I had no idea it was a jingle.
Yeah.
I just thought, which Stonebwoy song this? And I passed. It's today you mentioned jingle, and I'm now hearing style up, this, blah, blah. I'm like, Charlie.
So what's the plan like? What's the plan like, in activating this brand? I've seen the small, what you call them? The roadside... Charlie Brown marketing guy.
You see what? The island branding.
The island branding.
When you want to talk to the oracle, you ask the oracle. Yes. You don't just shout in the room and see the oracle is listening. Ghandour.
Okay. Even before we come to that as well, let me just touch base a stone on. It's these partnerships are good. I want us to just elaborate on this and what it means to you as well personally.
I think first and foremost, it's an industry we find ourselves in, and these are collaborations that are very necessary to continue the fostering relationships between brands and consumers and what you really want to sell to them. And I believe that partnering with Ghandour Cosmetics, which is the GC brand, is very important for me. Like, I do not just associate myself with brands that cannot impact me, and that way I can't give my best to those brands either, because the people have eyes, they can see, they have ears, they can hear, they can smell, they can feel. So I think that coming together for this one, it's actually one that is going to give the people, their money's worth, because we don't have to forget that it's not free. You don't just walk into any cosmetic shop or any store and pick up a GC. So we have to make sure that their money's worth is going to be, met. And that's 100% for sure. And it's one of the most affordable brands that give you the highest quality that you can ever get. I mean, when I realized that they have 17 brands, the brands that we've been using as children, our parents would go to the market and get for us.
That we didn't even know that.
I got to only know now that these are all brands that Ghandour has been. Ghandour is almost 27 years in the industry.
And he said style. What was the brand name? Style Up. I guess of ours.
Stylish.
Have you known me already?
The Style Up, no. You be gallus. When they say you be gallus,
yeah, man.
Be saying a bad word. They be like, what John?
Gallus.
So for Style Up, he has style.
Oh no, for real, I have.
Soldier and all of that. So, and it's good because sometimes when you go into this public places, Sebi, one train here, over 6 cents. So, we need to we need to encourage people. You see, people can afford, but they think it's luxury.
Exactly.
To be honest, to smell good is really a necessity. You see, so when you use brands like the Style Ups and then the Mommy Dean's no baby. What's that? I'm sorry. The cleans, the shower gel.
Yeah,
by the time you come out, the perfumes smell good. I don't know. Why maybe I'm feeling
even your confidence.
We are from the ghetto, so everything that we do, we have to. I inspire my people to say, go forward. If you want to use the ghetto movement everywhere, you can't come to Accra. Hard. But so if for the GCs and the brands are closer to you, as I said to me, Chum say, use. Say maybe same fan who now team smell. Maybe I'll be dimmed. Girl be far dance God who say Nempom what
wow.
No, Dancegodlloyd.
Lloyd.
No, Mebua. Oh, it's true. Mommy kind of first one when we're entering the studio, some 3 beautiful girls. Before we realize the slipper has tear.
Shock effect. Shockwave.
Bibi Fano.
Or 29 basa.
Bibi Fano. I cleans no tea and I de ban a style up no a gel no. A jelly.
Yes. What summarize it?
My daughter, my son, my wife. Bro, this cannot be a gimmick.
The real deal.
No, but I think this is the first time we have a brand that has gone for the entire family.
Yeah, be like first family. This is my first family brand endorsement. But I don't want to say this is the first family brand situation in Ghana because, of course, I don't have the details. But there must be. There have been adverts that we've been seeing on TV from time where people have been doing and they have all grown up and all of that. Like there's some other food brands and etc.
This is the real deal.
It gives me the honor to actually. This is the deal in the cosmetics side. I think we can say it's one of the first in the cosmetic and beauty industry to have a whole family rollout, and I'm happy to be a part of this one.
I think so. Sadiq, our founder, says that he's told you that he's Ibusiao, but he's coming for the other part. It's part for campaign.
Oh, of course. Mr. Sadiq, who the other said we know that you're business.
It works. I mean, it reaches the people, you know, and I'm proud that
the soda bomb made it. Oh, Charlie. No. But
you see, the truth about this is that, look, here I am. I have a cosmetic table, and I just find your brand in there, just like that.
Hard.
And without knowledge of where it's coming from, I just use it because I like it. And it's good.
You see, and also we are marketing 5 brands to start with the campaign.
Yeah.
Me, I'm beating about. I'm moving away from that one to let people understand that that baby that they have been using. Baby, so 1994, 1992, no,
it was all the brands.
So that they can know that they can confidently
and trust
this one. So this is not a free baby keke.
I want to ask the lady. You know, the last time we had a conversation about what these big companies identify. Ifwa.
Yes.
I know, but she's a lady. She's a beautiful lady.
But I'm protecting her.
Hey, Oracle,
she knows why.
So we had a conversation the last time, and we were just bouncing ideas as to what really goes into identifying the creative. You know, to say we are backing you. We want you to represent our brand. What do you look at? Do you look at numbers? Do you look at influence? Do you look at following? What exactly, moving away from Dancegodlloyd and Stonebwoy, I'm sure there's a creative who wants to be like Stonebwoy, wants to be like Dancegodlloyd, and he's saying, oh, I don't want to just be the guy on social media, you know, putting out my music or putting out my content creation, whatnot. I want to be able to get to a point where brands look for me. Or when I walk into the room, brands will say, okay, look, we see you, we want you to represent us. Don't give us the secrets, but just give us an idea that someone can take home so that they can start working on themselves, because these two guys, they've been working the journey from today. You get me? So talk to us, because we're not seeing a lot of that these days. You know, I mean, I think I dare say in the last 2 or 3 years, it's just a few number of creatives who have had the opportunity to represent brands. We want to see more of that, you know, so just give us like a hack.
Brands are always looking at consumers.
Okay.
You know, consumers are our heartbeat.
Right.
And as a brand, we also want to tie in with a brand that identifies with us and our consumers.
Right.
So this is basically priority for us. So with us, for instance, I explained to you being a family brand and knowing which other big family brand do we have in Ghana that appeals to our general consumers.
Right.
And this informs our decision to say, okay, let's look at X, Y, or Z person. And for us, Stonebwoy identifies with this brand purpose, for which reason we want to partner with him. Then, as a brand, you build it, you know, as a creative. And most creatives have to also understand this, that if I want to partner with someone else's brand, I have to create that quality behind my brand. I have to create that trust. I have to create that following. And this is what gives you value, and it attracts others to also want to partner with you because they identify with you. You are talking about the same purpose and you're given that value. I think Stonebwoy and his family have done that very well. They are a clean brand in Ghana. It's hard to come by that today, you know. And I think also sometimes negotiations with creatives are a bit difficult to close. You know.
Bohobium na yen kasa no hono yen kasa no mo yo mo die no na ebe say sign contract no hono
we be for that no.
Placing value on
creatives, yeah,
and
the creatives themselves placing value on themselves.
That's why, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and how do you measure what's value you want to put on
the brand
creative?
is seeing the creative with a particular value, but the creative himself is also seeing value within. So how do you?
Yes, a gentleman that has been around the world. He's been around the world. International collaborations, stages, platforms. This man, I don't know where kind of magic the guy they use. He has danced his way to success. We've been doing 9 to 5. We're walking up and talk. He danced though. All he did was to dance. I said something.
Yeah, so in terms of value, like, what's the conversation like?
So, I mean, if creatives also find value in your brand, it's easy to close the discussion. When we met with Stone, he said, I'm happy to identify with a Ghanaian brand offering quality and affordable products for consumers. He did a tour in the factory and he saw how he was so inspired, and his inspiration also inspired us as a brand. There's nothing
have
like
you both
having
been there? Sorry.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, he's been there.
He has been too. But we're going to do a visit on Friday.
We are coming back this Friday to the office premises, and it's incredible to see this shared or mutual value identified, and I think that's what seals it. It's as simple as that.
Okay, zero.
No, I just want to add that a big kudos to GC because. If we're talking traditionally on an industry, an agency desk, if a conversation comes up for a family brand and we were to look for a music brand that would work with it, dance hall, reggae, raga would not be number one on the list when you think family brand. But the extra work you did to identify somebody within that who has been exceptional to it, that sets a precedent for a lot more other people within that genre, so that whatever negative mindset might exist about it, by your association with Stone, you've cleared it. Now dancehall is green to go.
I mean, to a large extent, sorry to interject, musicians are on our own. We are stereotyped already. So breaking it down to the genre of music, each individual dance is just down in the subset because musicians, of course, we all play off. So it's really, I think, is difficult to really have a certain, line of character, if I can say, and navigate through that, because the same people love to see the boss, the same people love to see you in the news for whatever reason, and they're attracted immediately to, let's say, controversial news. And it's really difficult to push a positive, narrative out there. So I just wanted to add that they must have really done their work well and saw the good that I am as an individual, which, like you're saying, it will inspire a lot more other people to know that you could be a musician, but you don't really have to
fit the negative stereotype.
Because we had been watching you for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said
so
what
did
you
saw?
What
did we saw and see?
He saw.
And if we can, I want to know. It was a journey for us. And we looked at his wife, and we looked at her journey with the kids. We looked at himself, and we looked at the way he related with his family. We saw that relationship. We saw that love. And we saw that care, and as a brand, we stand for that care, personal care and beauty. And we saw that he didn't package himself anyhow. He was a brand that he was careful about what he does.
Intentional.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you for the words. I can't. I appreciate it. It's over. I'm blossom.
And all this over time, the consistency. is what I'm talking about. It's not easy. It doesn't come cheap.
Ashama boys, we are like that too.
We are romantic.
By the way, there's a good voice of you at Ashama and Johnson.
Of course.
The overhead.
I've seen it.
Romantic.
I like that you said that, because that's the point I was going to. That it's possible to be the music star
And be a family man.
and still be a regular person. That duality, because like she said, brands are not only going to come to you because of your social media and your brand. They want to know that the person we are dealing with, when he's not on stage,
What is he
when
doing?
there's no instrumental playing, when he's not in the studio, can we trust our brand?
Well,
with
you can
that
trust
person?
because I'm in school. If I'm not on stage, I'm in class. It's true now. If I'm not on stage, I'm in class.
Trustable, fully trustable.
So
I also wanted to ask Stone. I mean, they've been tracking you for 2 years, so basically,
I really didn't have a single idea, but thank you very much.
You
I'll
know?
continue. Now that I know more track,
more
gentility.
for a layman who has obviously seen how you use social media to amplify your family, your wife, your kids. I think these days your kids are having most of your, what does that say to you? Do you think it's something that you could encourage other people to? Because some people will say, oh, my family, my business, my privacy, I don't want to have anybody coming to know what's going on in my family. I just want you to follow my product and my job and whatever. I don't want to expose what's going on with my family. My kids should be out because of the brand you represent, and the fact that sometimes the attacks go beyond you and it hits your family as well, because they see your family out there. A brand saw it and then give the opportunity to be a brand ambassador. But for the layman who may not care, quote unquote, may say, no, you are putting your family at risk. How do you also reconcile that?
Thank you. To start with, there are risks involved in everything, this journey of life itself. And the fact that my wife became my wife, she automatically
signed up
for the risks. It's just like, no matter how clean you are, if you join a political party, the election they lost 10 years ago, you are part of it. So it still moves on to, and I really respect privacy in that regard, and I think it is also a part of the reason why they would have contacted or connected with us to build this brand as well. So it's not like I'm not critical about privacy or family, etc. Yes, I am, but I also think that knowing the kind of person I am also attributes to how my family behaves, and carries themselves. And if you are making it up, for how long can you keep it? You have to actually have that moral, that principle, that ethics, that I think we have as a family, and that's it. I would allow every other family to, indulge or engage in profitable collaborations such as this. Of course, who wouldn't want something like this? But it takes so many things, like she's saying, for you to be able to get, and the work rate, the work that it involves is amazing. You have to be able to prove pure talent. When my kids were on set shooting for the arts, everybody was like, yo, this one can act already. My daughter doesn't. Your daughter, they're crazy. My son neither. He's calm, but he knows, and of course the papa himself now he be so sharp is going on. So I think they took that trait, and my wife, I can describe her as somebody who loves excellence, So, excellence, yes, but not, I don't want to push to say perfection, because no human being is perfect, but you can try to be excellent at whatever you do. So the combination is just, I think it's God's, I would just attribute it to God, because I have no power of my own. Let's make sure we dig it down to the last point, to have met her, to have had these beautiful kids, to be growing a family where people love. My kids have fans, sometimes more than I do. And it's all stemming from the father whose career this is, that is trickling into how they also have to already become. I'm just happy that they are willing to also contribute because I shouldn't be able to force them to contribute their quota as joining parts, because these are not public figures necessarily. I am the public figure. You know what I'm saying? So
I beg one more question. Just end it. Do you think fatherhood has influenced your music in a way?
Yeah, I believe
if you look at the
should.
songs you used to do, from Pull Up to Rad to Race to all those things till now. I mean, all things being equal, the artists will evolve. But do you think that being a father to beautiful kids have influenced your music in the way?
Yes, it should. If it doesn't, then there's no growth, there's no development. You know, like coming from a shy man doing the pull-up, my music really was not openly vulgar.
Right.
But when you take my lyrics, I play lyrics where you be like, is that what he's really saying? You just have to know how to, like great legends, Daddy Lumbers will say, they are saying things.
Right.
But they have the moral understanding to package it well, instead of just saying the things that you want to say. Because music, actually, you're speaking on behalf of people.
Right.
So you have to communicate in a language they understand. But when you use small wisdom and add to it, you know that there are some things that you cannot just say anyhow. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that have added on to my stuff. I was like that already anyway. But moving forward, I realized that has really helped me to be able to still create. Yeah, because I really remember that in the beginning, it was there in my mind when I'm creating. I realized, what should I do? How should I do? Are people going to be okay with this one? Because if not about them at all, people are going to come at you and say, oh, why can't say music? And I can't say music. So if not even about them, because you are growing in life and you are adding these things to you, people are watching. And I think I've been able to navigate it beautifully, to still give people good music, lyrics as I want to, however, without feeling like I'm losing out, because there's a need for that perfect balance of keeping that energy of who the people knew from 2007 up until now. You don't have to take away that part, else you might also probably lose out, because that's a foundation. So blending these two together is really something that I think I am trying at, and I will definitely continue to master.
Let me touch on that with Dancegodlloyd on a similar thing. How do you feel about the weight of responsibility carrying, the GC brand, creating a music culture, how people are going to consume it, replicate the dance, how do you feel like in case something else is coming your way? I want to understand that weight of responsibility that's on you and how you feel about it.
To me, this is very huge, collaborating with GC. GC is very huge. It's a big brand. And I've been doing this thing from a shy man. For free.
Sir?
Yes. Doing this for free, like dancing to just songs, to activating, doing a challenge for a brand. It's like a huge tax for me. I need to make it work so I can get more jobs from big brands, or even for them to come back to me. Do you understand? So it's very huge for me, and I'm very happy that the jingle made by Stonebwoy is very sweet, and it makes me create at ease. Do you understand? So it's not going to be a big deal. It's cool. It's cool.
You know what's interesting? Cool. This is in addition to his activation in Dubai. He was used.
Just about to say that.
Yeah, he was used as he. So those of you who don't know, go check out Visit Dubai on Facebook. Dancegodlloyd was actually one of the.
I work with the Dubai tourism.
Dubai tourism. What is it like? I want to ask this question.
Okay, I want to ask you a question, but you finish.
No, ask me the question. I can ask him that question.
What I want to ask you, Charlie, then you first as you asked Stonebwoy about Inkidis, and very soon you two on X, on Twitter X, you start change your conversation. You start influencing.
Stonebwoy is influencing me now, so that I have to position myself.
Your conversation is really it's really empirical.
Oh, Charlie. Is it the way what you know? Information.
Oracle they listen. Yes. Oracle they listen. Alignment for them. So it wouldn't have to change too much. Let's all be honest. As much as we're having fun, you're not that type, and I'm not telling you the regular thing.
Right, yeah.
We watch your stuff. Yeah. You're factual. You're selling a narrative, and it's Ghana. And it's well educated.
Freedom fighter one.
So I don't think when you have kids, however, they're rather going to be inspired, just like we are also looking onto it to know that this is a course to emulate. So you wouldn't have too much to do.
Thank you so much.
Some girl went to say that only the boy cry. Why are they giving attention or something? My guy pulled out some facts and links. The girl. What brand will you give him? Soldier.
I think I need Soldier. But I've said it. No Ghanaian creative in any or any international platform will be disrespected. So far as I live, no Ghanaian creative.
Hey,
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what you call me. Yeah. I don't care what you call me.
If they move with empiricism.
Yeah, I don't care what you call me because
so
bro,
you can't come in.
Listen, we know the reality in this country. We are not being backed.
Yeah.
So if a Ghanaian creative is able to maneuver his way and navigate his way to the top,
celebrate,
and you disrespect them,
yeah.
you will feel my wrath. I'm telling you.
When you guys go back to the factory, let the scientists look at bulletproof cream.
Yeah. No Ghanaian creative. For him, not even in Ghana. You get me? Let's all have our balance and have our thing.
They go bring you bulletproof cream.
Yeah.
You're going to be Rambo.
So let me.
That's good.
But Cyril, you know, say what he is playing, the role he is playing now has been immediately recognized because it is a nutrient that we needed and have lacked for a very long time. That intentionality that I've always been saying.
That voice,
because of course I don't pay him. Naturally, it will seem like a job that somebody has to come and coerce you and be giving you
this matter for me.
And that's outdated. That's outmoded. It's just
that's our problem.
And that's one of the major problems that we have. When you compare industries that are thriving across the globe, there is that conscious effort to represent for them their people. You know, so much so that there are natural mistakes, such as Kim Promise winning an award and the name under is Nigeria. You see, that's so much so that natural mistakes follow that still to be that supportive.
How can that mistake
from an African award scheme? Right. Come on, man.
And they mix up the countries.
These are the examples I'm pointing at for us to know that I'll tell you off and on camera that you're growing a generation who would actually come to understand that this is what we really need, that intentionality, that support. May so rest in peace, but when I see the action that is following Mohbad's situation,
crazy.
I'm seeing an industry rising up to uphold themselves, whereby you can see that governance is not really at its toppest notch by the way the people express their belief in Nigeria. But they've held on to the creative art so much so that you see some high levels of organization within how they operate, and this is the fulcrum of it. So give him his shadow and let's bullet because somebody is be the bullet he wants to remember.
Thank you so much.
I'll make some new brand for you. But, so what are the plans like?
So we'll give them more soldier. The soldier will go put ingredient to when you put them for your armpit. Insult set no go touch you.
What are the plans? What are the plans?
The only bit dry Twitter when you pick your phone like this, like I'm picking this V4, the Techno. I mean, dear thing now. Audacious. They said criminal foul. Cry emba. And then a soldier, What a fake trick.
I'm shocked. Ambassador, I'm I
like his voice.
Because I see some people are becoming light.
It's like your natural skin tone, then you glow.
Your natural will be enhanced. Me buana, me can tree, and I make an brofo. Because we don't condone and support skin cancers. This is the reality. There are ingredients or chemicals that are input into these things just because of many of our people have seen so much foreign content, so much so that they want to identify with their skin tones and color and all of that. And I'm happy that GC brought on a family, a homegrown family, and have accepted them for that. Gone were the days, sometimes because of market pressure, we would have to also appeal and do some other people who it's not like we are against, but so I have to concentrate on that one.
Are there any
events
or anything lined up, activations of what sort?
Yes, we have a lot planned.
Okay.
Starting with Dancegodlloyd, that's why we are here with him today.
Okay.
Because we launched the jingle that Stonebwoy produced for the GC brand, typically for Soldier and Style Up with the campaign art. And this is an awesome jingle. We need to dance to it and be happy as consumers. So Dancegodlloyd is going to come up with a dance challenge for us to celebrate this jingle as a nation, and also to create a point to drive that awareness for our products. These are products that are caring for families, like we've spoken about, in their beauty and personal care, especially in the category of baby care, hygiene care, hair care, body care, and also perfumes. We need to groom ourselves. I think when we present ourselves, apart from saying a word or someone knowing you, the first thing they see is your appearance. And personal grooming is something that we most of the time don't pay attention to, but that is what defines us as a person, unfortunately or fortunately, in society, before we even say a word. So we have brought it down to consumers, quality and affordable, for them to be able to use this to grow a nation that can actually have a face that is beautiful. And this is a brand with Stonebwoy and Dancegod to inspire and aspire our consumers to feel confident, you know, to come out there beautiful. The dance that Dancegodlloyd did, you know, he drew our attention that the song was actually a story.
Of course.
You know, he said, soldier, every day we all go out there and we soldier. That's why you see the different professions from the start of the song. You saw the nurse, the market woman, we saw the footballer, etc. You saw Dancegod himself, the dancer. We all go out there to soldier. Today we are here, we are all soldiering.
We woke up this morning. Even she no sleep. She that is what they did, but because of their job, they sleep 9 o'clock. We sleep in the morning and wake up in the morning.
I don't know, but funny enough, when I saw you guys were coming through, I said, these guys, I'm sure they worked last night too. So I think their eyes are 2-3 a.m.
They don't sleep.
It's not easy.
So every day we all soldier, and at the end of the day, not too much. At the end of the day, we get tired. We have body aches.
$100,000.
And this
they clarify their account. Say, I like the way the Ghandour is, it's making me do.
And when the body is tired, soldier, with this cooling effect, suits your body to calm those aches and pains and make you go out there to style up in the evening when we are all done with work. And then he was like, no, after we soldier as different professions, we come out and we style up. So we go out there and style it up and we make it show, So when you listen to the lyrics, you see that it wasn't done anyhow. It's to inspire the youth. He starts by saying, this is to inspire the youth. When he said
this
that,
one is for the youth.
Solid.
To feel confident, and I think he did a very good job with bringing out that story out of the music, out of the lyrics, to demonstrate or to interpret it in dance was really like out of.
Well, I want to say shouts one more time to my barber, good friend Anders. I mean, he introduced me to style up. And told me that looking at my hair, he wants me to use it when I'm done, and I use it and I do this small. No, man, I nice up.
Yes, nice up.
So I nice up. So every morning I nice up.
She say you nice up. To the extent say they can put 100-year-old man and a 5-year-old kiki say the freshness is the same. Guys,
100-year-old man and a 5-year-old.
The 100-year-old
over nice up.
Yeah, that means look, you see the age gap way still it match up, and that one is Babylon. Where this one is Africa, but still green. Still. Ingredient way there our inside.
Be serious. Empirical.
And also one man pompo.
Come on.
Pompo. How the when you do area up man you do support.
I hope it's one jingle for the contract. I hope it's one jingle. Don't do another one.
So this jingle with the dance challenge is what is up next. It's gonna inspire the youth, inspire everyone actually to go out there, soldier, and still come back and style up, look confident and feel good.
Indirectly, Charlie, let's talk about what's coming up as well. You know, the plans, the tours and the events and all.
Wrapping up the tour in Ghana. Fifth Dimension has been amazing.
I'm grateful. We still have 3 more to go. I'm hitting Australia. I'm leaving in 2-3 days. I'm going to Europe and then UK.
Yeah, long
you know,
flight.
we have to push the culture, the arts. It cannot come to us only. But many a times we'd have to chase it and send the message of Ghana across, no matter how small or big the auditorium, the venue, whatever there be. There's a need to continue to push, because nobody starts at level 100, cloud 100 or cloud 9. Nobody starts on cloud. Everybody starts from somewhere. Just like I started from Ashaiman, humbly but so proud, and that's my brother. I've known him from time also, starting from Ashaiman, and this is very inspirational. When we continue to Ashaiman, we're not trying to just categorize it to just people of Ashaiman, in as much as people are going to be proud about the fact that they're from Ashaiman. This represents every underground, undercut, you know, to know that it's doable, it's possible. Just believe in yourself, soldier on, you know what I'm saying? And as you do, come on, use the brands, and you're gonna feel fresh. So coming back onto the tour situation, we're doing a homecoming finally in Ghana on the 22nd of December at the Accra Sports Stadium, where, trust me, all hopes are like
You are known to have always some surprise.
Because this time you're combining all three. Ashaiman to the world, Beam Concert, and now
the Fifth Dimension album homecoming. When we thought about it, you know, we're in the States when we thought about it, and we realized the timing was not going to be conducive enough for us to pull up the Ashaiman to the world and then also do the rest, owing to how things have been planned. And it's also all right, because it's still for the continuity and the progress of the industry. So we decided that why don't you just do it at bank? So we put the 3 together, and therefore we realized that, okay, let's give this an experience. Let's make this an experience that will be always remembered. So we said, okay, Accra Sports Stadium is the best place. Let's push. Let's send a certain narrative to the world after that show, because I can imagine the euphoria, the energy that is going to be. And God being so good, we've been able to secure the dates, 22nd, and we're coming all out. You know, tickets are going to be on sale next week, and beautifully, we're gonna do draws. We're gonna engage the people, because we need to also give it's December season, so we're working, and we've already worked on some type of format where when you purchase a ticket, you automatically enter a draw to win some cash prize.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow!
Okay,
you know. So these are the creative, you know,
activations
that we can go. And of course, GC brand is going to be out there as well. And you might win a package or 2. There's going to be something that you will feel and be a part of. So we're coming so hard, and we know that I'm calling out all of my fans, every single person who comes to Ashaiman to the world, direct your locations. We're going to the stadium this time. The Fifth Dimensional album is going to be performed for the first time in Ghana at a go, because since I released the album, I've not been here to do a proper show for my people. And then the Beam Concert also, which actually brings Caribbean, Jamaican, you know, I still keep the energy, because I'm a reggae dancer artist from inception. Afrobeat is always us. You know, it's right embedded in there as well. So we'll be bringing yet again another surprise that the youth will love. So
that's the part I want to push for, and see if I can find out some Takashi or some maybe, you know, to collect the name that will be there.
We're working on a few names, not just one name.
Okay.
Yeah.
My headache is your brother Shatawale is also.
If your head is paining you, say my headache.
Your brother Shatawale also is looking to host, but he's having a 5-day activity. You know, and yesterday obviously he said, you know, he had booked the place and everything. So we've heard his part. So just tell us your part.
Really,
what's the conflict? Because you are doing the show on 22nd. His show will be happening on the 25th. He says he needs 3 days.
I really I don't want to engage too much in this, because when I chanced upon it this morning, you know, I realized that there was too much. There's misinformation also in what he was tendering in. So I'll just leave it at that. You know, I know you guys are able entity. You can find out the right infos. But I believe 22nd and 25th are dates that everybody can host shows, and they are very doable, you know, irrespective of the fact that it's a stadium. Because we lack venues that much,
Yeah.
you know, in this place. And you can see that the Grand Arena, for instance, is always under pressure, where people do 20th, 21st, 22nd, but we all do find time to put up amazing setups.
That's right.
And make things work. So basically, you know,
Do you think you should take the issue to the venue conversation and look at the governance issue?
Do you think that it's time for us to move away from the arenas and then do stadiums?
Wait for GC Arena.
Because you see, we've had a conversation about filling the O2, and then now people are saying, I am the belief that, you know, the O2 is even, you know, small for us. I mean, we should start looking at selling out stadiums in other African countries before we even hit Europe, because other African countries are consuming our music crazy, but we haven't thought about it. For you as an artist, I know you've been around the world and you've been touring on the western side, but what is the team looking at to do in, you know, other African countries? You know, because your song with Mama Angelique Kidjo is doing well in some of these francophone countries, and of course, for those of you who haven't seen the Grammy performance, the Grammy Global performance, go check it out. Amazing performance. So, when do we start moving into that direction?
Yeah, thank you. Personally, I've been moving into that direction. Before I flew out the last time, I was in Zambia.
Okay.
Zambia, yeah. I was in Zambia. I didn't Zambia. I was in Zambia where I did my album launch and did some activation as well. I've been to South. Before this album actually came, I've been to South. So personally, I've been putting in my work, you know, and therefore I'm aware of the fact that we need to hit Africa. I've been wanting to do an African tour.
Okay.
But respectfully, there are several things that inhibit those the fluidity of such a plan, which will be more of factors that do not have to do with only the entertainment industry.
Okay.
We have the I can say locomotion infrastructure and the transportation infrastructure. When you go to Europe, you're easily able to do dates back to back because you pick a train, you enter into the next place. You don't need any visa here, and it's a broad conversation. I cannot easily move from here to the east. I might need to get a visa on arrival, yes,
right.
But how is the flight situation? How workable, how easy is the integration of African nations to make sure that there's some fluidity amongst us, so much so that you can say I'm doing an African tour. Sometimes it hurts my heart to say you have not done an African tour like successfully, but we've done European tours, we've done American tours, and we don't really realize that it is some of these infrastructure that have been put in place that makes these things very easy for us to do. Whereas we lay pressure on the artists for not going out there.
Okay.
You sell music and you love music. Why would you not want to go out there? Tell me where Dancegodlloyd wouldn't want to go and dance at when that is what he loves and would even do it for free. So the factors that inhibit us from moving into the African continent with our own brands and the brands that we represent. Because if I go to Tanzania, I'll be using Style Up.
That's right.
Somebody might chance upon it and all, and that is also we are transcending the information.
Yeah.
We sit in Ghana and we see that the bet companies, some foreign icon has been signed on, and their billboard is showing us over here, but we cannot sign on to certain things with the betting companies. So you realize that there's so many things that are absurd that is not helping. And how do you raise finances? It boils down to financial. You get empirical movement. So you know the factors that, it's just good sometimes to hear from the artist's mouth sometimes. The factors that stop us from, achieving the continental success is more than the factors that help us to achieve it.
Wow, it's crazy because for those of us who have been following some of the African conversations, the hope is that traveling within the continent should be cheaper than traveling to Europe or to the US.
Unfortunately, it's more expensive.
Exactly, and to make matters worse, the white man can come to an African country easily, right? But if an African wants to go to another African country, it's like a serious toll.
And I think when these discussions come up, people take away the creative aspect of it.
They only think about the politicians and the businessmen,
and how we can move amongst each other. And of course, also you're saying about the O2s and etc. Like, I believe that, look, the pressure that has been mounting on our Ghanaian artists. Like I answered at the point and I said, I see it as an awareness, I see it as an interest that if you do not want something, why would you speak about it so much? Ghanaians want that for themselves too.
Facts.
So the fact is that let us drive that pressure into achieving it, because other people wanted it and they got it. They made it happen. You know. So let's just emulate and see what are the things they did. Are we showing interest enough? Typically, when you ask around, they will tell you a Ghanaian, typical Ghanaian, one or majority of them would say, "Oh yeah, T-show, no saoba." Then they will ask another one, say, "Echo saying, So it doesn't only now boil down to publicity, because you can do all the publicity you want, but what is the direct effect on attendance, which will translate into ticket sales also? You see, so we spend a lot of time, the artists and their people, doing marketing, posting, pushing, and all of that. But immediately, some of our brothers post stuff outside of our space, you realize it's sold out. That sold out conversation is what the behind the scenes needs. These are what you can use to have certain conversation with some of the owners of these venues and some of the Live Nations, the etc. You see, so I think that of course the masses cannot be privy to all the BTS informations, so that they would know what we really face. But when we get the opportunities like this, we have to let them know that we really want to. That's why I want to do BIM concert this year. It's one of the major reasons why I say let me push make a statement. Let's send a statement across. If we cannot yet fill some of these enviable, venues and arenas that our beloved Ghanaians want us to, we can actually start from home, and then it will help us to find what the problem is. Then everything will lay bare. You know what I'm saying? So this will be a success regardless, I believe. So
yes, our time is up. We have to run up. Producers are in our ears. But just wrapping it up on Stone submission. I know we're trying very hard to stay away from that conversation, but fans are just on our case, and I'm glad that we've clarified that. So that because people want to know. At the end of the day, I mean, the fans also have a right to know. So 22nd is happening.
It's happening live, and there's no truth in anybody sabotaging in anybody. It's really interesting when you get the background and realize the narrative out there is really not what it is, And on this note, I'll just reassure the people that it's happening, and thanks to everybody who has played a part in making sure we'll be able to secure, the National Sports Authority, the professor himself. I need to have to give credit, and the Creative Art Agency CEO Jan Kroma Akufuado, and Okreku Mante as well. And because all these people are involved to make sure stuff happen, and I want to assure the people also that security is going to be top notch with the likes of with the able IGP. Come on, you can't go wrong. I believe that he's like a father to all of us and a father to me, and we've started all these discussions because we care about the people, to be honest, and we need to be able to now from home set certain high quality standard yardsticks that we can be known for and build back the people's confidence. And I think that will translate a lot into how they buy and attend, and the energy, the whole thing abroad. So
I hope they also use this to also build more awareness for us, because we need the venues, bro.
We do. So if you need like a 10,000 capacity, 5,000,
I'm talking to GC now.
How old is Ghana? How old is Ghana?
You relax. I said GC,
and we don't have an arena to brag.
I mean, no say me when I talk, he comes like that now. So a year from today,
but you see the National Theatre architecture. The National Theatre is
deteriorated.
But the fact that we do have a National Theatre as early as that, which will be one of the very first ones in the sub-region, it tells you that we should pay attention to the things that we have to do more and really stop all these unnecessary sentimentality. Because we know better as Ghanaians. We know, Papa. But to implement, it's very because we have able people in this nation.
That is why my agenda 2027 with GC Arena.
But if I do give you GC Arena,
we'll be constructing
legacy will be built.
GC will do it. GC will do it because they understand business.
Legacy will be
built. They understand business. Shout out to Ali and the CEO. I need to shout them out. Aforementioned the ones who go make the money flow. Mr. Ali, the boss.
the boss on the top.
That's right.
You just use one of your old warehouses, 3,000 capacity.
I think convert to warehouses.
It doesn't have to start from 5,000 or 10. It can start from 3, 2.
Yeah, we are cool. We are cool. The GC Arena. Charlie, Dancegodlloyd, please, on your side as well, in wrapping us up with your plans.
Dancegodlloyd.
Hey, Charlie.
Okay, so next month I'm going on a Europe tour.
Hey, see the way the voice changed. You have to talk like European. You want to talk like next year I'm going to. They're not going to know what you talk. Give us.
I'm actually working on my own documentary. About my story. I mean, how Afro dance started for me and what it's doing for the young ones who wanted to monetize their creativity and they're now monetizing it. Is very right that people get to know the journey. There's no story about Afro dance, and I feel like Afro dance is doing a lot for music, even the culture, the Ghanaian culture. So yeah, these are the stuff that I'm working on. I'm trying to work on a dance festival. Yeah. So it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Jake, can we ask Dancegodlloyd if he's a choreographer or is a dancer?
I am a professional dancer, but I can choreograph. So yeah.
Hallelujah. On that note
when I talk, I talk.
You need to give context. So Dancegodlloyd, if you were,
I gave him the context already.
You can be a choreographer and you won't be able to dance.
Charlie
choreograph.
I don't know why they like putting me in this.
Let's close.
So you're more like a director.
Let's close.
I said this thing here, they were going to beat me.
Let's close.
You don't have to be a very good dancer to be a choreographer.
Oh, why do I? Oh.
Let's close.
Now you want close.
Jeffoli, let's close.
It's more of your what?
The
mind.
Jeffoli, let's close.
Yeah, but I just want to say big respect to all the dancers in Ghana. And if Dancegodlloyd is here, he's definitely representing for all of them. I would do the honors. Shout outs to Dancegodlloyd himself. There have been names that have propelled this whole action to the fore. And incredible Ziggy himself is doing incredible stuff. And one thing I want to see as a request, I think I can put this in as a big brother irrespective, that I really want to see a united front as early as it can be, before the type of wahala that we have put ourselves in, set in, because we know what that does. It breaks the bread, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Most def.
I really want to put this out because Ziggy is my boy. This is my blood. Once you're from my Simon, bro, you're my blood, and he knows that already. And I wouldn't sit here and do like too professional and not speak some things. He has a brother they started with. I love both of them to the tooth, because this is a survival story. This is what we love to do, that God has put in our hands and brought us over here. So I'm just asking and calling for a form or a level of united frontism. You understand? I'm not saying this one should go and eat in this one's house, this one should go and eat in that one's house. No. But in terms of how to project Ghana, I'm just stating this to be very, because I can state examples of how people are doing it and it's working. They don't eat in each other's homes.
Straight.
But because representing for the country is, first and foremost, ways in which everybody can be exalted, everybody can get their glory as the A-lister they are, but still be able to do a frontier that will still, they don't have to dance on the same stage. But there are ways and means that there will be some level of united front that can be presented to actually grow the industry, because they've done incredibly well. Before them, I think they are the ones who went into the social media space with the dancing and has represented Ghana and blown it to the world. There used to be Party who did the best he could. He was dancing also for commercials.
Party legend.
Big shout outs to, there's another, and the females, Adetosoa Grandmaster. There's this, and the ladies too, we have to acknowledge them. Yvonne is actually my mate.
Wow. Yvonne. Wow. Yvonne did a great job.
Yeah. Before Yvonne, there were ladies who I remember their faces, but so, what I'm saying, we need to also acknowledge them. That is what I believe Ziggy was trying to, Akose Japan Grandmaster, what I'm saying? Grand mistress, if I can say that. Like Ziggy said something the other day. For me, I see it like he said something that was right. He said it could have been said in another form. But I say there are 1,000 ways to kill a cat. Maybe that's how he wants to kill the cat. But once you understand that the cat must be killed, you wouldn't take it too harsh on him.
Straight.
Take the context where he's coming from, their contribution to the art, and how he feels like there's a need for representation, which will boost their morale to continue to do more. See?
On that
Well
note.
said. On that note,
On that note, use the clones.
And style up yourself.
Style up. I mean, look at me style up.
No farm swagger. I don't feel like I joke me a joke. No for the Balenciaga, no. Style with style.
like you forgotten this on video for
Oh, we didn't capture. We'll come for
was still styling from head to toe.
Are you trying to explain? Yeah, you're trying to explain the part of what?
Yeah.
The part you want.
Who fully wanted to speak, but I will beg you. Don't make the sky open. Capture this.
Style up. Man, a soldier.
Yo, customize. Trust our one will be that.
Why you power? Why you power? I see you do me.
On that note, we are out of here. Catch you same time tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Yeah.